Good morning! And no, this isn't some very well organised jumble sale that I've got going on here. The reason why I've got all my camping and cycling equipment laid across the floor like this is because I thought it'd be a good way to show you my kit and what I'm about to do for my next big bikepacking cycling solo adventure. So yeah, this will be the third one that I've done. The first I did was in 2017 when I cycled from London to Istanbul. The second was in 2019 where I cycled from my hometown in Brighton to Mont Saint-Michel in France and then back to Brighton. And then on the 24th of April, so in about 10 days time, I'm setting off for my third big cycling trip. I like to call it the 3Bs. So from Brighton to Bergen in Norway, and then I'm flying to Barcelona and then back to Brighton. So I'll be going through France, Belgium, Holland, Germany, Denmark, and then when I get to Copenhagen I'm flying to the Faroe Islands. So I'm going to go and explore the Faroe Islands for 5 days with a rented car, bit of a break, then fly back to Copenhagen, and that's where the real challenging section of my trip comes in, because I've got to get from Copenhagen to Bergen in Norway in 11 days, and I've got to go through Sweden, the mountains in Norway. I've got to do about 70 miles a day just to make sure I reach Bergen in time to catch my flight to Barcelona. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very hard. In fact, I think Bergen's meant to be one of the rainiest places in the whole of Europe, so I'm hoping it doesn't rain too much, but it should be really rewarding and probably some of the nicest scenery I'll see along the way. And then when I get to Bergen, I fly to Barcelona. Hopefully I can find a box from a bike shop where I can pack my bike up. I've kind of contacted a few already, and a couple have said yeah, that should be no problem. So yeah, fly to Barcelona, and then I'm at the Primavera music festival for about 3 or 4 days. And then I'm cycling along the coastline of Spain over the Pyrenees, which I'm also excited about because I reckon that'll be some very cool scenic riding. And then up through France, back to Dieppe, and then the ferry back to my hometown of Brighton. But I've tried to cater my trip around this website called Atlas Obscura. So it's sort of stuff that you wouldn't normally find in your usual tourist guidebooks, for example. You know, they're things like abandoned ghost towns, or there's the Europe's largest underground church, and World War II tanks just sort of dumped in a field, stuff like that. So I've kind of catered my trip towards that. And the reason why I'm leaving at the end of April is because, I mean, look at Brighton today. Look how beautiful it is. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and the sun's out, it's really warm, and I just don't want to miss Brighton summer. I love it here in Brighton, and it'd be a shame to miss the summer here. So I've got the best of both worlds really. And the trip itself is probably going to take about 2 months. Actually, it is going to take 2 months. I've planned it day by day. I know exactly where I'm going to be. Normally I'm a bit more carefree and haphazard with my planning, but because I've got flights to catch, I need to know exactly where I'm going to be. And to be honest, for peace of mind, it's actually quite nice to know where I'm going to be, and I don't need to stress about another thing. So I'm going to stay in Airbnbs, some warm showers perhaps, which is like couch surfing but for the cycling community. Hotels, I'm probably going to stay in a lot of paid campsites because, you know, they're not that expensive, and you've got the security and the peace of mind of not getting caught when you're wild camping. But I am planning to wild camp some of the times, mainly in Norway, to keep the costs down because it's very expensive and it's actually legal in Norway. And that section where I've got to go over the mountains, I'm not sure there's going to be that much in terms of accommodation anyway. So I guess that's a good segue to show you some of my kit. So this is all my stuff. I've decided to go for my 4-man tent, but quite handily, is that a word? Anyway, it packs down into my 2-man tent bag. So it's only a few kilograms more, but I think just for peace of mind, to have my bike inside my tent with me whilst I sleep in the porch area, it's just gonna help me sleep better, I think. I'm not gonna have to worry about it getting nicked or getting rained on. I'm going to take my laptop, which is in here. I've got a hard drive as well, which is in there. I'm planning to upload at least 1, possibly 2 videos a day. up to YouTube. So if you want to follow my progress, that's probably the best way of doing it. I'd appreciate it if you give me a subscribe and some support along the way. Any comments really do help with morale. When you're cycling and you see a message pop up with like, you're doing really well or whatever, it really does help with your mood and morale. I know that from my previous trips. So yeah, I'll put the, actually I won't put the link in the description because you'll be already on it. There is my DSLR. I've got a new drone. It's the DJI Mini 2. It's a really good drone. I've got the 3 batteries. It's really light, and I can actually charge it with my power banks. So that's really handy if I don't have access to electrical stuff. Got all my electrical gear here. I've got my MSR whisper lights, cooking stove in here, gas canisters. I've got 3 locks. I've even got this light lock. They are pretty much indestructible for thieves, apparently. I'm hoping anyway. They're normally about 100 quid, or even more than that actually, if you buy them brand new. I got this off Facebook Marketplace for 30 quid. It's a bargain. Got all my clothes in here, got my jacket, got my Ortlieb pannier. Now, the reason why I've only got one Ortlieb pannier is because my bike got nicked from Brighton train station last year, and annoyingly it had my pannier on it. So I've had to buy another one. This is actually from Decathlon. It was 35 quid. It's 5 litres bigger than the Ortlieb, and I really recommend it. I mean, from what I've used so far, it's pretty great. Whether it will hold up for the whole 2 months, I don't know, but so far so good. Just a dry bag there to put electricals in, handlebar bag. Got my, this is kind of waterproof bag that I'm going to put on the back of the rack with me. Got my Thermarest mat. This packs down a lot smaller than my previous one, so that creates a lot of space in my bag, which is great. I've actually bought a tiny little blow up thing which attaches to the nozzle, which just saves me having to blow it up each night, so that's good. And then my bike I bought from the kind folk at the bike shed in Brighton on London Road. They're really great in there actually. They make custom bikes, so you can get road bikes, touring bikes, pretty much any sort of bike you kind of want, and you can custom fit it to how you want it. So I've got the Schwab pretty much puncture proof wheels. I decided to go for the butterfly or sizzle handlebars. It's nice to be able to mix up where you put your hands on long rides, so that's nice. I actually bought a cover for my seat, a memory foam cover, which actually combined with my cycling shorts are pretty great, and they actually threw in some chapeau shorts as well, and they're really lightweight, got zips, and I wear my cycling shorts under these, and they threw in a cycling bib as well, but I still need to collect that. But yeah, they're called Brighton bicycles, and I really recommend them. So I'm actually hoping to raise money for the charity Save the Children. There's actually over 40 wars in the world right now, and what with the current situation in Ukraine, I just thought it would be a good charity to try and raise money for. So if you want to donate to that, I'll put a link in the description. It basically helps improve the lives of children in troubled areas across the world. So yeah, any help would be gratefully received. And I guess that's it. I'll see you in my next video. Wish me luck, and until then, see you later. Cheers.